Please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press. Well, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now. Hello?
Yes, sir.
We are live. I went on and went live because I don't know how we got disconnected. But could you state your name and your appeal case
Yes,
number?
yes. My name is Omni Williams, and my appeal case number is 05-24 dash 00110 dash CR.
All right. Before I go any further, Omni Williams case is on appeal in the Fifth District Court. If you like, you can go to the Fifth District Court of Appeals in Dallas website and look up the case, and you can see the documents that has been filed in the appeal. At this moment, uh, Matthew Seymour, which is her appealing attorney, has filed a motion to supplement the record dealing with the motion for new trial hearing that was held I believe it was March the 21st, 2024. That part of the record is still missing. And also, the Fifth District Court of Appeals ordered Judge Tracy Holmes to send up defendants Omni Williams' certificate of appealability, which is supposed to be entered after every judgment in a criminal proceeding. And today the judge has failed to do that. So I'm gonna get right into this here, and before this live stream is over, I'm gonna tell you it's only two ways this case can go. Okay, I have Omni Williams on the phone with me on this live, so I'm gonna ask her in her own words, what has been the biggest battle with this appeal?
Well, the biggest battle so far is getting the judge to submit the proper documentation for my appeal.
Okay, well, let me ask you this here. If this case, well, I'm not gonna say it if, it will be reversed, but when the case is reversed, do you plan on taking it to jury trial again or taking a plea?
I definitely take it to jury trial again.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this here. You stated that it's kind of I'm getting a lot of noise in there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm getting our medication right now.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this here. Well, not ask you. I want to tell you this here while we're on the live stream. If Judge Tracy Holmes doesn't send your defendant's right to certificate of appealability to the Fifth District Court of Appeals, they will order her again, and they will also instruct the trial judge that if she doesn't send up the certificate of defendant's appealability, the appealing court will dismiss the appeal. Now, what that means is this. Doesn't mean she can't appeal. It means that without that document, the trial court, the appealing court doesn't know what's going on. And also, if they fail to supplement the record, the court will automatically reverse the conviction and order a new trial or send it back for further, but will reverse it and order a new trial either way. In my opinion, that is what Tracy Holmes wants. They don't want the appeal to be heard on the merits. Now, in your do you believe Omni Williams that your case will be reversed? And if so, why? And if not, why?
Now, I do believe that the case is going to be able to be reversed because all the.
Hold up. I'm getting a lot of noise. You can continue to talk, but I notice there's a lot of noise coming through. Okay, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, everybody just.
Okay, go ahead. I just don't know how it's going to carry over. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to come sit over here in the corner area. I do definitely believe that the case is going to be able to get overturned. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I do definitely believe that because all the evidence is there as far as Mr. Barton being ineffective as counsel. Of course, he didn't call any of my witnesses. Again, he tried to fight you, my witness, in the hallway during my trial. He broke communication with me. I mean, everything is right there. All the evidence is there. So I definitely do believe it's going to be a reversal. It's just a matter of time. And so at this point, I just feel like they're just trying to prolong it and delay as long as they possibly can, to save face to a certain extent. That's the only thing that I can see.
Well, here's the deal. The law of the case demands a reversal in a new trial. I do believe that when the case is reversed, that Judge Tracy Holmes, the prosecutor, they are going to try to pretend that you took a plea. They don't want a new trial. They can't stand a new trial because pretty much once the case is reversed, let me just tell you like this, here. I don't think that the case will be heard on appeal. I believe that Judge Tracy Holmes will refuse to send up your certificate of appealability, or they will not supplement the record uh, with the uh, uh, with the information concerning the transcript that happened on March the 21st, 2024. If that happens, not supplement the record, it will be reversed based on the incomplete record. Uh, because they can do an agreed statement, but I don't think they want to do an agreed statement. So just keep in mind that the case will be reversed, but at the same time, they are going to still try to cross you out and try to get you to sign plea deals and et cetera, et cetera. And so moving forward with this case here, what have you understood throughout this ordeal dealing with your criminal conviction and trying to get it overturned?
Well, I've understood that, the justice system, well, I don't want to say the whole justice system, but I would just want to say the court and Judge Tracy Holmes is not really interested in an innocent person or a person that's guilty. They don't care about that. They want to take a conviction, whether they take a plea or whether they actually go through a trial and receive a conviction that way. The most important thing is to get the person convicted. It's not so much about the evidence or any type of statements or so forth and so on. If they have that, that's fine. If they don't have that, they'll work around it. Just as long as they receive that conviction, that's the most important thing. And it's wrong because people's lives are at stake, people's families, their future is at stake here. It's not just about the conviction, and we're not just numbers. We are real human being people, and it is not fair and it's not right to go through a whole entire trial and see that there is no way, shape, or form that this person is receiving any type of defense and do nothing about it. That is completely wrong.
Okay. I mean, just a second. What is your opinion of Miss Matthew Seymour, your appealing attorney? What is your opinion of him?
Well, Mr. Seymour also seems to be not necessarily interested in the truth and the truth coming out or coming forward. It does seem that he is duplicitous as well in being constructive in getting me sent to prison. It seems like to me that the simple things that he could have done in my motion for new trial to get my motion for new trial approved, he did not do those things. The affidavits that he submitted were untimely. And not only that, they had no factual basis of anything that I was alleging as far as showing that Philip Barton was ineffective as counsel. And so with that being said, of course my motion for new trial got denied. Now, they just did it, through operation of law, which of course the time expired, the 75 days expired. Okay, I understand that. But still also at the same time, because he didn't present properly his amended motion for new trial, and of course the affidavits were not attached. They came weeks and weeks later. It could have been denied just based off of those things alone. And so with that being said, it doesn't show to me that he even tried, really tried to get that motion for new trial approved on his own. It seems like to me that Judge Tracy Holmes handpicked Matthew Seymour for my case to sabotage my case and sabotage my situation. And so now, with that being said, I hope that that's not what he's trying to do, but from his actions, that's what I can see.
Well, even here's the deal. Uh, in my opinion, Matthew Seymour was ineffective as counsel on appeal because your motion for new trial that was filed January 22nd, 2024, it had an attached affidavit from me. I was supposed to be called to elaborate on those facts, and your motion for new trial directed the trial court's attention to all the evidence that was in the motion that referred to Speak Van Holden 247 YouTube station. So the judge, your appealing attorney, the prosecutor, they already know that this case can be reversed on appeal or guaranteed by a writ of habeas corpus, hands down. But based on my assessment of this situation, what's going on from my experience, they don't want your case to proceed on appeal for a number of reasons. Because if you get to the appealing court, there's a lot of rulings that the appealing court can make once they hear the merits of the case. And I do believe they are afraid of that. And number two, Judge Tracy Holmes witnessed it herself that Philip Barton was sleeping, was ineffective. She had to prompt him and asked him, are you going to object? So Judge Tracy Holmes is well aware that you was deprived of a constitutional proper trial. That's undisputed. The facts, the record establishes that. So at this point, what Judge Tracy Holmes is doing by refusing to send up your right to, this is a procedure that the judges must do. Anytime they convict a person, they must enter your right to appeal or that you can't appeal. In this case, she hasn't did neither. Omni Williams, what day was that? Were they trying to get you to sign that on the January the 18th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on January the 18th, 2024, prior to the trial proceeding again on the 18th, Judge Tracy Holmes and the prosecutor and Philip Barton, her attorney, tried to get her to sign that certificate of appealability before the trial was over with. At that point, that is where the judge, the prosecutor, and Philip Barton tried to trick her into signing a plea bargain, but she got to reading it and didn't sign it. And so they proceeded to trial. So at that point, when the judge, the DA and her attorney tried to trick her into signing a plea bargain and a certificate of appealability before the trial was over with, that is a clear sign that the judge, the prosecutor, and DA didn't care about justice, and they was trying to interfere with her due process rights. So this is right now why Judge Tracy Holmes is refusing to send up her right to certificate of appealability. Whether she sent it up or not, it works better because the 5th District Court of Appeals already know this was a jury trial. It wasn't a plea bargain. Okay, it wasn't no plea bargain. And so there was no agreement for a particular sentence. None of that happened. So at this point, Judge Tracy Holmes, you have to go on and do your job. And like I said, Matthew Seymour supposed to be filing a writ of mandamus, forcing the judge to do her duty. She has no discretion in sending up a certificate of appealability. That is mandatory. So the fact that your attorney is sitting back on the sideline, he's just a flunky too. They're all in the same division, and you indigent, they represent you free. They're gonna just do the bare minimum. And so at this point today, your whole claim is based on your appeal is ineffective assistance of counsel. And Your appeal attorney, I mean, your trial attorney never intended for you to appeal. He never intended to get the case reversed. So we already know that the a notice of appeal that he filed was a smoke screen to try to interfere with it. But today I can happily say, people, today that Omni Williams will receive a reversal of the 35 years. That pretty much guaranteed. The trial judge know it, the prosecutors know it, and everybody that's testified in this case. What was those organizations, Omni Williams?
That was Alliance for Children.
Stop right there. Alliance for Children. They operate, I believe, in Texas. What a lot of people don't know about Alliance for Children, these people are molesting the minds of the kids under the skies of forensic interviews. It's a money game with these people. These people are pimping the kids. What's the name of that other organization?
The other organization is New Friends, New Life.
New Friends, New Life is another scandalous, low down, piss water organization masquerading as a proponent for kids. I'm calling y'all out. I can prove what I'm saying. You get these half-wits on the stand and you lie. And then the Texas legislator are helping y'all. They recently crafted these laws saying that these interviews can be done without anybody else there. Why is that? Well, is there anything else you want to say, Omni Williams, concerning this appeal and what you hope to take place?
Yes, there is.
Go ahead.
I want to say that I would like and hope that Judge Tracy Holmes will do what is the right thing to do, which is to submit the documents that they have requested of her and to go ahead and let my appeal take place. I understand that there are things in my motion for new treatment holding YouTube station that she does not want to be exposed and doesn't want to come out. But with that being said, then you shouldn't have done it. What? At this point,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
At this point, I'm an innocent person, and I've been in jail for over 18 months, almost 19 months at this point. I've had a whole entire trial where I got convicted for something that I didn't do to spend 35 years in prison, and that is not right. So I know if this happens to me so nonchalantly, that there's multiple individuals that this has happened to. So it is time for them to be exposed. I hope that she will go ahead and do the right thing. I hope that her higher ups will be able to evaluate the situation properly and to see the remedy that needs to take place in this situation, which of course will be a reversal. I also hope and pray that going forward, these individuals will stop treating people like they're just numbers on a page and treat people like they're human beings with a soul. We all have feelings, and we all deserve to at least have a fair trial. Whether we did whatever it is that they said we did or whether we did not do it, we at least deserve to have a fair trial and let the punishment fit the crime. It is not fair to take away people's lives just because you feel like you have the pen and you have the power to do so. That is not what you are in position to do. And that's my opinion. And so with that being said, I just hope that the remedy will come very soon. And I also hope and pray that other people will have their lives spared and their lives be able to be saved if they come into this similar situation or come into this court and interact with these individuals. I hope and pray that they will be able to have a fair trial and that they, if they do require punishment, will have a punishment that fits the crime.
Okay, it's gonna cut off on you. If Suzette won't, she can come on. If she won't, if she passed being mad, but she better come on. Let me get this evidence for her because they finna railroad her. So if she won't, I'll be by the phone. If she called in, I just want to tell her what they finna do to her, so she'll recognize it. So when it happened, I called that. It could help in the future.
Yes, sir. I'll let her know if she doesn't call within the next 5 minutes. Then.
Well, if she don't call, tell her good luck in TDC.
Okay. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Okay. Now, let me tell y'all something. Judge Tracy Holmes, who was presiding over Omni Williams' case, she is refusing to send up a particular document that the Fifth District Court of Appeals Justice has ordered her to send up. She should have did that. Well, the 30 days is not up. They asked for her to supplement it in 10 days. That passed. But the clerk has 30 days to send it up. The problem is this is a document that must be done in every case, whether it's a guilty, plea bargain, or whatnot. This document indicates, if you can look it up yourself, it's called a defendant's right to certificate of appealability, meaning the defendant has a right to appeal the sentence. And sometimes if you take a plea, you have a limited right. But in this instance, she has an absolute right to take an appeal. So what Judge Tracy Holmes is trying to prevent, as well as the prosecutor, as well as her appealing attorney, Matthew Seymour, they don't want the appeal to be heard by the justices in the Fifth District Court of Appeals, because there will be an evaluation showing that Philip Barton never objected to any evidence, never put on a defense, never did any investigation, never called any witnesses. So at this point, Omni Williams was deprived of counsel. She had counsel on paper, but in actuality of practice, she didn't have no counsel. And my video showed that I showed up to testify. He want to fight me. He chased me away. He act like he never heard of me. All this evidence is ineffective assistance of counsel. It's a guaranteed reversal, period. And this would make Judge Tracy Holmes, the prosecutor, mad, because they didn't know I was out there getting this evidence. And when that motion for new trial was filed, it shocked the fuck out of them. It made them start trying to conspire. The clerk, Mr. Crawford, Patrick Crawford, filed a notice of appeal and backdated for Omni Williams. Well, why would a clerk file a notice of appeal for Omni Williams? Because the judge told him to do that. They were trying to get around that motion for new trial. And then Philip Boyden turned around and backdated after I exposed the fact that this is not the clerk job. This is the appealing. This is her trial attorney job. Then he turned around and backdated and filed an appeal. Well, see, the problem with Philip Boyden notice of appeal, what would be her reason for appealing? So you mean to tell me that, see, they fuck themselves. Let me tell you how they fuck themselves. Like every cesspool motherfucker do. All right. I ain't got no respect for you, Judge Tracy Holmes. I ain't got no respect for you. See, you got that. See, once you jump out there and you hide behind that robe, you hide behind that oath, but when you do some shit that show you that you're a piece of shit, you're a criminal, shit, I ain't got no respect for you. You just like one of these thugs out here on the street. I ain't got no respect for you. See, if I act like I got some respect for you, I'm part of the problem. See, you know what I'm saying? You need your head kicked off like a soccer ball or something. That's what you need, because you a corrupt piece of shit. See, you knew, I talked to you. I tried to tell you about what her attorney was doing, and you stopped me. You talking about, oh, I'm not a judge. I can't do this. Yeah, you could. See, you didn't want to do it. You was part of this conspiracy, and this shit is blowing up in your motherfucking face. Now, if Omni Williams didn't have a right to appeal, why did the clerk file a notice of appeal? Why did Philip Boyden file a notice of appeal? Why? Because that shit was done, it was done and backdated to get around that motion for new trial. Put it like this, sure. When Omni Williams instructed me to file that motion for new trial on January the 22nd, none of those appeals, notices of appeal existed. This is why, because if they existed, the rules state that when a notice of appeal is filed, it must be immediately, must be mandatory, not may, must immediately be transmitted to the Fifth District Court of Appeals. And y'all through that, you transmit it through computers. So why is it that if she filed a notice, if she truly, if the appealing attorney and the clerk actually filed that notice of appeal on the 18th of January. Why didn't the 5th District Court of Appeals get it on the 2nd, one of them on the 2nd and one of them on the 5th? What took so long? They didn't exist. Here's what they tried to do. When I dropped that motion for new trial, I'm going to tell you like this here. They wasn't expecting that. That was a little bit different because they used to knocking people in the head, putting them on the TDC wagon, and they gone. But what happened was we dropped that motion for new trial because we already told Omni Williams how this was going to play out. It played out just like it because they've been doing this for years. Pretty much all them judges, not all of them. You probably find one or two that's not doing it. They're going to act like they unbiased, and they'll sit back behind closed doors. They pushing these attorneys to get these people to take plea deals or just say, shit, fuck them, let's just run them down now. So this is a practice that they doing. Now, we got Kay Ringona that's coming up. She got a jury trial. Let me tell y'all what happened in her case. All right. First of all, before I get to that, Matthew Seymour, prior to filing while he was working on this appeal for Omni Williams, he told Omni Williams, I'm going to send an investigator down there to talk to you. And so she called me and I said, well, what is he sending an investigator to talk to you for? Your case on appeal. She said, I don't know. I said, don't talk to him. This so-called investigator come down there, but it was actually an assistant prosecutor acting like an investigator. So why would Matthew Seymour send a prosecutor working for the state masquerading as an investigator to help her to talk about her case? This is what's going on, people. This is why I told Omni Williams, whenever something happened, call that day or the next day. That way, you can't say we making this up. We speaking about it when it happened in real time. So you mean to tell me, by the way, people, Matthew Seymour, her appealing attorney, he ain't trying to help her. Because, see, when Omni Williams filed her motion for new trial, it directed the trial court's attention to all the evidence. I have a recorded phone call with Philip Boyd stating that he got discovery for the first time on January the 11th. On January 11th, and he went over with Omni Williams. And on January the 16th, they went to trial. So you mean to tell me you just got the discovery on January 11th, and you go to trial on January the 16th? That's ineffective assistance of counsel. You didn't have no opportunity to do anything. Nothing. So the trial judge know this. The prosecutor know this. Matthew Seymour, her appealing attorney, know this. So here it is. Judge Tracy Holmes had an opportunity to grant the motion for new trial. But let me tell you, I already told Omni Williams that she wasn't going to grant it. I already told her. See, a criminal has certain attributes that they can't get rid of. And she's one of the biggest criminals. See, that's because they sitting on these benches and acting like they honorable. When you pull that black robe off, they got maggots, roaches, and everything crawling up out their ass. They fucking dead. And so I know she don't like me. She mad, which I don't give a fuck. Because y'all are throwing people's lives away. You turn up families. You're putting people in prison where they dying, where they got to fight for their life. They got to be brutalized by the guards. I ain't got no motherfucking respect for you, bitch. Because I done caught you. Ain't none of these videos been stricken. You know why? Because everything I'm saying I can prove. So now you got to explain to the 5th District Court of Appeals and any other courts we probably need to go to, everything favors Omni. So you mean to tell me y'all claim, first of all, her mother claimed that all of a sudden the child outcried and say Omni Williams sexually assaulted her. But what's missing from that narrative is Omni Williams got a favorable ruling from a judge to get visits from her kids, and the judge ordered her mother that you're going to start paying for these visits. That same day, the next night, the same night, that same evening, she said, she went to the police and said, oh, this is what her daughter told me. You see how that works? So this is something that the prosecutor kept out. She filed a motion to keep this out. She also filed a motion that Omni Williams' attorney could not mention the fact that she freely went down there to talk to them once she heard about this here and she wasn't arrested. Detective Bergarni got on the stand and lied and tried to make it look like she was arrested. See, you don't have a case when you got to keep changing up shit. So what are you changing the narrative for? So you mean it? So all these people want is a conviction. See, when you don't know the law, you don't know the fundamentals, you don't know shit about procedure, you fuck. They gonna get you. If I had not instructed Omni Williams not to sign anything and what to watch out for, she'll be history. It wouldn't be shit I could do. It would be nothing I could do, because when you start signing plea bargains, it's damn near impossible to get it overturned. And that's why I tell people, if you innocent, I don't care if you're looking at life in prison, don't plead guilty. Because new evidence can come up. But once you plead guilty, it's like you waive a lot of things that you can't attack. And so this is what's going on in the Dallas County jails. The COVID gave them a backup, backed up the cases. After COVID, the judges was not moving the cases. So what were these judges intending to do, sitting up in there collecting this money and not moving these cases along? Omni Williams spent 480-something days in jail before she went to trial. So you mean to tell me, with all this evidence y'all got, see, this is what they was doing. While she was locked up, they kept trying to build a case. Her attorney kept passing the case, waiving her right to a speedy trial. And this is what they do. And this is why when I talked to him, I asked him, why you never filed a motion for speedy trial? He said it wouldn't have did no good. So you mean to tell me you won't assert her rights because you say it wouldn't have did no good? Man, I guarantee this motherfucking case get reversed. I can say that because guess what? Our judicial system frowns upon an attorney sitting back. This is supposed to be an adversary proceeding where you have to test the prosecutor case. You didn't file no form of discovery on the prosecutor. You never tried to get in touch with me or Omni Williams' father, her grandmother. You never objected to what you only asked about 3 questions. This is a complex case. In these type of cases, as the 5th District in the Court of Criminal Appeals has already, it's he say, she say. So keep in mind that Omni Williams' child has been manipulated to say these things because there's an incentive. See, they got this thing called crime victim fund where they give you the parents' money, get the kids' money. And so you manipulating these kids. So the problem is, if she did these things, why is this narrative coming from the mother? The mother went down there and told the police this, not the child. Remember, Omni Williams' daughter was 11 when this allegedly happened. So you mean to tell me you need these forensic interviews to question a child about sexual assaults? Since when did y'all need that? I mean, what type of, it's alleged that when they doing these interviews that they don't use leading questions. Well, we don't know that because we're not there. And we already see that if the judge, the prosecutor, and her attorney is doing all this, if you evidently you don't have a case. This is what Judge Tracy Holmes, the prosecutor, Matthew Seymour appeal. This is what all these motherfuckers scared of. See, they know one thing. All the evidence is there. Omni Williams stated in real time what the judge was doing, what she tried to do, what the DA tried to do. So the jury was picked January the 16th. January 17th, that's when the trial started with evidence and witnesses. Prior to the 17th of the trial on 2024, they still tried to get her to trick her to sign some papers even before the trial started. And that document stated, in essence, you waive your right to attack in this case on appeal. You can't bring in no evidence. You can't never attack this conviction. Well, she's here for a trial, so why the fuck would she sign some shit like that? Why was the judge, the DA trying? This woman, she's already ready for trial, so they come give her a paper before the trial start on the 17th. Her attorney say, here, sign this here. I already told her to read it, so she got the paper and she read it. She said, I ain't signing that. And then he give it back to the prosecutor, Kayla Riley, and she turned to one of the prosecutors and say, oh, she didn't sign it. And his punk ass said, oh, we can work around that. We can work around that. What the fuck is that? So you mean to tell me this is a trial? Her attorney trying to get her to abort the trial, trick her into signing a plea deal? It's all there, people. They know once this case get reversed, they can't even retry her. They can't even retry because, see, it's already been shown that you want a conviction. So here's what they trying to do. The judge trying to interfere with the appeal because they want to try to say, oh, we got the case reversed, or when it was time for another trial, she signed a plea bargain. She ain't signing shit. She already know what time it is. So any of that shit y'all come up with, she signed a plea bargain, we coming after you motherfucker with the full force of the law. Because you motherfuckers criminals. I'm calling you out. See, I can call you out. See, I know the law. I know what you're doing. So I'm just one of the few that can do this here. So I know what you're doing. See, the most of the world, they see you. They can't see what's going on, but I can see you. You sitting up and you Judge Tracy Holmes with Philip Barton. You went to Omni Williams. The prosecutor was nowhere around, and you asked Omni Williams, Tracy Holmes, or you gonna take the I think it was the 15 years. I think it was 15 or 20. Or you gonna take the 15 years? She said no. So why, Judge, why are you asking Omni Williams with her attorney with no DA around if she gonna take the deal? That ain't your position. The only time you address a plea deal if it's been agreed upon and she signed it. But you, Judge Tracy Holmes, was trying to get her to sign a plea deal, and she refused. So you had an interest in the outcome of the case. See, you don't want no reversal because your jackass can't be the judge on the case. Because, see, once it reversed, her attorney's gonna have to file a motion to recuse you and get you off the case. Gonna have to get, you motherfuckers can't retry this case, okay? That's just what it is. All right. So it's an uphill battle, and we're gonna fight for it. Y'all tried to trick this woman into signing a plea bargain, but I was schooling her all the way because I already know how y'all work. Attorney gonna say, sign this here. You gonna have people. She didn't do it. And that made the judge that put all you motherfuckers in a rage. Okay? And so when you look at the trial, I'm talking to you, Kayla Rand, prosecutor. When you started the trial, you said some goofy shit. Mother and daughter relationship. Nothing like it. I want to spit in your fucking mouth when I saw you. Because you know what? It's like you don't have a case. You know, you trying to get some stars up under your belt. There was no objection from Philip Barton on a goddamn thing. When have you heard of a trial where the defendant lawyer Doesn't object to none of that hearsay. All that shit was hearsay. Didn't object to shit. So the evidence is there. You know, y'all know it's gonna be a reversal. So why y'all fighting so hard? I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, you mad because I uploaded all this on my video, and I'm gonna keep uploading it. And I'm gonna keep recording in the courtroom. People should. What y'all scared of people recording in that courtroom for? What y'all scared of? What are y'all doing up in there where y'all don't want people recording? What are you doing? So what's the danger? See, because you don't want the people to know that what's going on up in there is criminal activity. Plain and simple. These the same cops, the same bailiffs that's getting out there shooting people, saying they thought they had a gun, and y'all patting them on the back. Well, what y'all gonna do when people wake up and want y'all head on a platter? What the fuck you gonna do? You know what? I went to the courthouse on the day of the eclipse. I didn't know the courts was gonna be closed. So I get down there, and you know, at the police stand, they say it's closed. I'm like, closed? It's not a federal holiday. All right. I'm gonna tell you why they closed it. They were scared. See, a lot of these judges, they done committed war crimes, sending people to prison, knowing the evidence, even the prosecutor. These are war crimes in a city on the people, falsifying evidence, sitting back seeing that your counts. Tracy Holmes, I was in the courtroom. You saw Philip Boyden sleeping. I saw him sleeping. And at one point, Tracy Holmes, this is what you told the boy, Philip Boyden. Mr. Boyden, you're not going to object? This is what you said. It's on video. So you supposed to be an unbiased judge. So you had no business even saying, Mr. Boyden, are you going to object? So at that point, it's a foregone conclusion. He didn't file a motion for speedy trial. He did not secure a ruling on a motion for speedy trial. He did not file formal discovery. He refused to talk to Omni Williams. He refused to investigate the facts. He refused to get witnesses. That's a goddamn reversal. Plain and simple. I'm going to end this live. And I need to turn out some different content. I see my subscribers, they running, but I'll be looking for you. But that's okay. But I'm going to close this live, and I'm going to wait for this reversal, and I'm going to rejoice when it's reversal. So till next time, y'all tune in to Speak Van Holding 247. Let me go.